Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Hello, everybody. My name is 12 Gage. First of all, I'd like to say everything that's spoken here is my opinion and my opinion only. And any kind of information spoke on is either from past readings, videos, or even other commentators discussing the case. But this morning, I just wanted to get on here and just talk. Sometimes I just need to get on and just talk. Not about true crime, not about anything, but just what's on my mind. I'm sure by the end of this video, I'll be talking about true crime or I'll be talking about something of importance. But for now, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a drug and alcohol therapist for 18 years. I started in 2004. I've worked in every milieu of treatment that you can think of. I've been inpatient, outpatient, detox, um, prison. I've even had my own practice for about 5 or 6 years. And currently I'm working in um, a lesser capacity with different type clients, but it's still within the criminal justice system. I'm working at a therapist right now and completing my bachelor's in criminal justice and hopefully gonna move that into a different arena. Um, I've been watching um, certain creators about different cases and about true crime, and I've chosen to take a different approach. Not because their approach was wrong, not because their approach is less factual or anything like that. I just chose to take a different course. Whether it'll be popular, whether people will accept it, neither here nor there. I'm very early in my stages of this community, and as you can tell on my page, that not only do I do true crime, I also do substance abuse and the information about thinking patterns and things of that nature. I do that just to help people in case they're struggling through different avenues of life and they really don't understand what's going on with them. But when it comes to human nature, it is human nature to want to be successful, to overcome, to persevere, to seek the truth. But unfortunately, in a lot of these things that we're seeking the truth in, we may never know the truth. And I think that's what makes it so intriguing is like even after the trials and even after the convictions and even after people have spent time in prison or even after they've been executed, we're still talking about the the things that went wrong. Was that the right person? Was there other people involved? Did they did the police mess it up? Were the police involved? Did they destroy evidence? As a person, and I've seen this. Like I said, as a person, people have chosen to change their approach as times have gone on. And I think this happens all the time. We just are really not as in tune with it until social media came out. Why do you think they have individuals gathering every morning down at the local restaurant, sipping coffee, talking about the football team, theories and suggestions, and what could have went different, what the coach should have done, how they will either beat the team next week or they won't. That's what makes our country great is the ability to agree to disagree. But I believe a lot. Did you hear that word, believe? Excuse me. I believe a lot of the issues that are going on with some of these creators and their content is the wording that they use, the the ability to not really be in reality when they speak, but yet to try to get you to tune in next week for the next episode type stuff. Like we're gonna we're gonna drum up the music, da, 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 and then cut it off. We're only gonna give you part of the information and then cut it off. We're gonna sit there and ask questions. Why? 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 And to an individual who's studying and has studied the human mind and the brain and all this stuff, to me, asking that question hold no semblance to anything. Because I understand it, and I'm not saying anything against anybody that does this, but I understand that whenever you ask that word, why, there's really never an answer that is good enough. Because then you're going to continue to doubt that answer. And it's just going to be an endless barrage of questions, kind of like a 2-year-old. You have that 2-year-old that asks why. Why is the sky blue? Because God made it that way. Well, why did God choose blue? Maybe it's his favorite color. Why is that his favorite color? Do you get what I'm saying? It never stops. But unfortunately, for this barrage of whys, it is not answering the question because there really isn't one right now. And like I was just telling you, as far as having education, knowledge, experience work wise, when I hear that, when I hear those questions being asked like that, it it throws me into that mindset where I'm asking myself, do they really not know? Or what's keeping them from understanding the simplicity of there is no answer? Because I'm smart enough to know that there's not going to be anything really of relevance let out until the court date. And whether they choose to give us information that we can digress or not digest, it's early in the morning, folks, that we can digest, then we're going to just simply tear every little piece apart because we don't understand. And I think that's the wording that many people should use. And you shouldn't use it because I'm saying it, but you should get to that that reality on your own to understand, hey, maybe I should use the word if I don't understand, or this is confusing to me, or this doesn't add up in my mind. Because there are a lot of confused people, and for that reason, that's why all these things that go on a daily basis in true crime, whatever case it is, that's why, as people say it, they're trying to find justice. Well, what kind of justice are you looking for? Are you looking for justice to get your answers? And then what? Are you looking for evidence to convict a perpetrator? And then what? Because justice is just as much as that why question. What is your justice? What is your definition of justice? What is your end game payoff? Because without that, there's an endless barrage of never ending questions. And once again, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I'm just kind of dissecting it and unraveling it for my own understanding. I'm speaking on it as I understand it. Does it make it right? It makes it right for me. And that's the only person that it matters. Unless you understand it and agree with me, then there's more than one. But if you don't, you will see it as an attack, as a what the word that I'm pro this or I'm pro that. Well, let me tell you what I'm anti against. I'm an I'm a pro death penalty person if all the appeals, all the information, everything has been exhausted to the point of definitely this is it. This is the person. And then they should let the law do what the law is going to do. I am pro life. I don't believe in a lot of excuses for certain situations and behaviors due to the fact that this happened and that happened. Because, I grew up in a time where I could have used a lot of my upbringing as an excuse to turn out the way I did. Even though I didn't state it that way, I still lived it that way. I grew up in a time where it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. 89, 90, 91 were the best years. Those were the years I graduated and hell on water. A decade of decadence, as the Motley Crue said, which it was for me as well because started at 18 and woke up at 30. Like, what the hell happened to my life? Where did it go? Where did 10 years go? What happened? And always brought up that you question things, but you also respect the answer you're given. You don't continue to dissect it to get to the answer that you want it to be. But times are different, you know. But in reality, we all must accept certain things as what they are, not what we want them to be. When it comes to law, when it comes to statutes that are written in stone. They aren't going to change because we feel that they should change unless you vote them. Vote certain people in there that can make a change. If you don't vote, how can you be mad at the way that things go? If you don't vocalize your angst and distrust for the law and forms that are created to make a change, how can you get on YouTube and make all these things against your community or other communities, and you don't even stand up for it in your own community? Are you a Do you go to community not community meeting, but what the hell are they called? Um where the mayor gathers and the board gathers, and you get to talk about certain things, and they vote on it and they try to make a change. Um I guess some kind of community meeting. Anyways, do you go to those? Do you volunteer your time for nonprofit things? Do you try to assist the homeless? Do you try to do this, that, and the other? And if you do, kudos to you, because then you have a voice, because you're out there actually doing it. You're doing what it takes to make a change. If you're not, and all you do is gripe about the problem, then you're part of the problem. Because in reality, you're part of the problem or part of the solution. You can't have it both ways. Just because we talk about stuff on social media, we ask for prayers on Facebook, we post certain things to help bring justice. What are you doing in reality to make a change so that other people aren't affected by this? Because our voices only carry so far. Our actions build a foundation for the future. And try to remember some of this, because once again, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just speaking as I normally speak, because this is how I think, this is how I live my life, you know? I posted something on my Facebook this morning that said, life is not easy. Those that live it as it is finally accepted they finally accepted it with no blaming and no excuses. That's how life becomes easier for you, when you stop making obstacles for you to have to hurdle and then play the victim on the other side. I hope y'all have a great morning and evening or whatever time it is, because y'all deserve a wonderful day. You can restart it at any time. And I just wanted to get on here and discuss a little bit with you. Till my next video, 12 Gage signing off.